Beginning of the promotion for Ruiz versus Joshua Part 2. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chat, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working now. Sign up for ESPN Plus below. It's been some good fights. Anthony Yard challenged Kovalev. Last week we had Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell, 2 gold medalists going at it, and it was a good fight. Lomachenko was pushed. It was a competitive fight. Lomachenko got the victory and unified in that performance for Mikey Garcia's old belt. UFC, purchase UFC, Poirier versus Khabib Nurmagomedov below. Use that link, buy it now, and, reserve your spot. That should be a very good UFC card. Now, in today's boxing news, Andy Ruiz Jr. is on his way right now to Saudi Arabia. They're doing a press tour, or, a 3-city, I think it is, press tour to promote the fight. And I want to show you guys this. This is brand new. You've seen it, just said 3 minutes, right? He said, off to Saudi Arabia with the best coach on the planet, Manny Robles, right? And then he just repeated it in Spanish. So he's already on the plane. Like, he's getting it cracking. So this will be the first time that I know of that Joshua and Ruiz are going to come face to face since what happened. Joshua lost June 1st in America, Madison Square Garden. And, the rest is history. Andy Ruiz is now living like a champion. He tried for a title versus Joseph Parker, came up short, but he's living the life now. He's getting all the fame. He went from 60,000 followers to 1.1 million that he has now. I seen his, I don't know if it's on the story anymore because it was yesterday, but he was eating good. A lot of people, and that's, hold on, I think it's off of his story, but he was eating good, eating a feast with the family before heading out, obviously. And he's heading out for this, Joshua versus Ruiz Part 2. Now, I don't know why DAZN is still acting like Joshua's the A-side. Joshua is extremely lucky that his people, had all these things written into the contract beforehand, because Joshua is not really the A-side here. He's really in a bad position because he must win this December 7th in Saudi Arabia. It's do or die. This fight will have VADA testing. I have a separate video coming out about that, so make sure you tune in. And like I said, this should be a really good fight. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be intense. It's going to be maybe a chess match in the first couple of rounds, because it got cracking in the third round of the first fight. Both guys know they can hurt the other person. Andy Ruiz a bit more so, because he took Joshua's best punch, and Joshua never really recovered from his best punches. So I think it's going to be an excellent fight. Saudi Arabia, I still feel like the location's a little bit of a remote place that's not really known for boxing, and it's going to make it hard to get some of the premier coverage for it. Not everyone's going to make that trek, fans and media alike, to go to Saudi Arabia. So it is what it is. They're trying to make it like it's a future fight capital, but I just don't see that area hosting some of the biggest fights. The market is just so big in other places. So the other thing is, I think Joshua should have fought on Andy Ruiz's grounds, in terms of in the US where it happened, New York, LA, Vegas, or in Mexico, because as far as I'm concerned, Joshua, this was a terrible night for him, and he lost so much in that one night. Losing is losing. The guys lose. Like my dude, Money Powell, the fourth, he just lost his fight with Devin Alexander's brother. I think it was a majority decision, but from what I understand, it was very close. Could have went either way, and he's young, so he's gonna learn from it and bounce back. And there's different types of losses. There's like respectable losses, and there's losses where you got, kind of got to go back to the basics, and you got some work to do. Even Jared Hurd, I don't think he put on the greatest performance versus J-Rock. J-Rock just looked, that was his night, man. He looked exceptional. However, I think Hurd, he at least went out, he was making a fight out of it. He got dropped. There was no lack of heart at all. But Joshua, we can't say the same for him, because it did seem like there was a lack of heart. It seemed like he knew the end was near. Things weren't going his way, so he just looked for a way out. He looked for a way out, spit his mouthpiece out, trying to buy time, knowing the potential. Anytime you get dropped 4 times in one fight, the ref is going to be intently looking at it. That's just common sense. The ref is going to, especially if you get dropped multiple times in one round, the ref is going to be like really looking at it to see if he should stop it. So by doing little things like spitting out the mouthpiece or low blowing, people know what that is. It's little obstacles that you're creating in order to buy time, and maybe find a way out, because if you do certain things, you're going to get disqualified. Certain things, if you keep spitting out your mouthpiece, you'll get disqualified for not abiding by the rules, etc. So it is what it is. Andy Ruiz, he's still in the king's position to me, because he don't really have nothing to prove. Yeah, he got to prove that was a fluke, but again, this is Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. He wasn't even never supposed to be here. He lost. He was forgotten about when he was with Top Rank after he lost to Joseph Parker. Nobody was even talking about him. So he's already living, the last 6 months or whatever it's been. He's already living the king style life that he literally became a celebrity overnight type shit. Jimmy Fallon wasn't calling him after he beat Dimitrenko and shit. A lot of you motherfuckers didn't even watch the Dimitrenko fight. You know what I'm saying? It was on the Danny Garcia, because the same night Crawford was fighting Khan, and a lot of you guys were watching that. I actually watched it. I was bouncing back from, both fights, but a lot of y'all didn't even watch the fight. And then now there's a ton of people who are like, oh yeah, Mexican champion. And, you see a bunch of Mexican pride and stuff, which is, those things are good. But my thing is support these guys always. Support the people. Don't just wait till someone does. And it's just the fair weather fans. This is the way it goes. Some people, they don't want to support you when you down. They only support you when you up. Me, I like to give people a chance when I see something like Mikey Garcia. I see something when I see that there's potential, or, oh man, this guy's humble. This guy's, he's a slick fighter. He's a good fighter. I try to give him hope or a chance and give him exposure, at least on my channel and in my commentary, even if it's not fashionable. And I've always liked Andy Ruiz. I've always said he was a good heavyweight, even when the matchup was stated. I was the one telling people, just check the videos. I ain't got to say too much, but just check the videos. I was the one telling people, hey, Joshua better not be sleeping on this dude. I'm the one dropping 7 reasons. And you guys seen it. Joshua underestimated him. So to me, Joshua, I've never changed or wavered from my initial opinion. Joshua has the making up to do. He's the one that let his fans down. He's the one that is the guy who's the leader of the pack for Rematch Room. And that was a huge monumental hit to them and DAZN. He let the belts at least temporarily escape to PBC and Al Heyman. So it's really pressure on Joshua. Even if Ruiz loses again, they still got PBC got a champion in Wilder who's doing great things. He got a show on Netflix, or an episode on Netflix. I think it's called Dropping Cash. So, this is cool. It's cool for Andy Ruiz. He's just, enjoying life. I did a video, I did an unpack. I don't really got to say too much more about it, but a lot of people keep saying this bullshit about Andy Ruiz ain't focused and he's not taking it serious. Man, stop. Y'all don't even know Andy Ruiz. A lot of these people don't know Andy Ruiz, have no ties to Andy Ruiz, have no ties to anyone who knows him, and they looking at his social media trying to judge him. That's what females do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, females in the past have looked at my Instagram when I'm out on fight week or something, and then inbox me like, oh, who you eating with? Oh, you're probably on a date, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, men shouldn't be jealous. That's a female trait, like Jay said. Why? People, this internet shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just seen Gervonta Tank Davis went on a live, and people were like scolding him for spending $2 million on jewelry. Man, that's not your money. If he want to go broke, if he want to spend all his money on gold teeth, that's his shit. You motherfuckers, broke motherfuckers, telling someone else who earned the money how to spend it. Like, why do you even care about that? Get your own bread up. And this is what they're doing to Andy Ruiz too. People are scrutinizing what he's eating and shit. The motherfucker just beat Joshua eating the same shit he probably eating now. He was eating tamales then, and he's eating them now. You know what I'm saying? He was eating al pastor, then and now, and he still beat him with 5 weeks training. Leave the man alone. Again, psychologically, I'm not sure where Joshua is. That's my honest opinion. I do not know, because he is all over the place. Like his comment, oh yeah, Andy Ruiz, he doesn't hit that hard. He's just saying a lucky punch. The gods gave him a punch. I can't trust that. It's just too wild, and it sounds too erratic. So I think mentally he's kind of falling apart, and he's having a difficult time embracing this loss, what happened. And the thing is this, you could be doing good in a rematch. Like say Joshua's doing good. He knows in the back, until he proves to himself that he could beat this cat, he knows in the back of his head, this man is always dangerous unless I get him out of there and the ref stops it. Because he had him badly hurt, so he thought, in the first fight, and that's where Andy Ruiz came alive and showed the eye of the tiger and did his best work. So Joshua knows that. You're not going to just forget about that 4 or 5 months later. Anytime Joshua gets Ruiz hurt, if that even happens in the rematch, or anytime he's hurt, I feel like he's going to flash back to this moment. Similarly, Kell Brook, when he had his eye hurt versus Golovkin, he remembered that. He probably remembered what the doctor said about his orbital. And as soon as Errol Spence started beating him up and hurting his other eye because he's a southpaw, you kind of revert back to that predisposed fear. I mean, I can't say nothing for, how a man's eye felt and all that. But what I'm saying is it could be a psychological thing in the sense that you have anytime, it's like PTSD or something. You have this trauma, night terror of something bad that happened. And even if it's not a repeat, it might feel like a repeat. Like if you went to Iraq, did 2 tours in Iraq or something, Afghanistan, and you seen some crazy shit, right? Somebody could pop a firework on the 4th of July and that trips you out, because even though it's not the actual gunfire, it's a firecracker, loud explosion, pop, 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 like, oh shit. And that could trigger you into that. I believe in the psychology like that. That's why you see some people who've had traumatic past experiences like war have PTSD, and they're kind of scarred from it. They hear loud noises, or, I knew someone and their brother would drive up to the house with his family, and he went to war or whatever. And then he came back and he was trying to associate himself, live the regular life. And then he'd drive up, coming back from the movies or something, and like pull out his gun and be like, oh, everybody stay in the car. And then he would like go into the house and like thought somebody was in there, like broke in for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Just weird shit like that. Or if a female has been like molested or raped or something in the past, then she may be awkward if she later in life has a boyfriend and he grabs her arm or touches her. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. So I really feel like Joshua has these demons, and the only way to conquer them is to get past it. So I do think he should have fought him where it happened, or on Andy Ruiz's turf, because I think that would help him conquer the demon a lot more. Beating him is fine, but I think that would have been a better look for his career. Like, okay, Joshua's really about it. I mean, I feel like if you're going to take the gamble and do the immediate rematch, that's a huge gamble. People like Amir Khan, myself, David Price, all these people urged and said, hey, you should really consider doing a rematch that quick, with no tune-ups. And he wanted to do it. So if you're going to just go out, then go all the way out. Just gamble. Just, fight where you'll get the most respect too, because it's already a huge gamble. Saudi Arabia ain't going to save you. That's not going to save you unless something like, some foul play is in the works. But so he would have got the most respect from fighting Andy Ruiz kind of where it happened, or, really on Ruiz's watch. But, that's how the business goes, and the contract, they had something in it where Joshua had the final say. But Joshua's lack of congruency is just, I can't go with it. He's, oh yeah, I'll fight Ruiz in Mexico and Tijuana. His uncle be the ref. You don't want to fight him in Mexico, so why even say that? Oh, I want to go to the scene of the crime and fight him in New York where the Knicks play, support BOXINGEGO. You know, he's saying this stuff, but you don't want to fight him in New York. Your team don't want, so it's just a waste of breath. Let me know what you guys think. Ruiz on his way out there. They're going to promote the fight. Drop your thoughts. It's the first time, again, that I think they've seen each other since the week of the fight and the first fight. Drop your predictions below. Let me know what you think. If you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. You know, this is what we do pretty routinely. Got live streams, cover fights, do videos like this. If you like it, smash the like button, share it, all that good stuff. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.